Hello, beautifuls. My name is Quavia. I'm the creator of JuJu Thyme. I'm an Afro mystic, a hoodoo, and I channel messages from the Divine Dark Mother and their messengers for our highest and best good towards our long-term goals and healing. Welcome to the Sacred Serpent. Within the Sacred Serpent lies a space to share what I've discovered and learned and what I'm still discovering and learning. In the Sacred Serpent, we explore the principles and concepts of Afro mystic understanding so we can practically apply them to our lives, our magic, and most importantly, our character. Today, we're exploring the concept and one of the principles of Obatala. For many coming out of the Abrahamic religions, Obatala is a safe harbor. They are the safe haven needed from the Christian God that society has fed us. However, though this safety, if you need it, is a beautiful thing, Obatala is a force of its own. And in this episode, we'll explore that force and the different reflections of Obatala. So, let's get started with the 5th episode within the Sacred Serpent. Obatala is an Orisha, and through tales and visuals, they are known and easily recognized by their very luminous and pristine white cloth that they wear. Also, they are recognized by their white hair or their white beard. But I also want to note that Obatala is not the only Orisha known for their white cloth. However, in this case, with Obatala, this white cloth is to show that Obatala is wise, benevolent, and powerful. But Obatala is also the perfect reflector. They reflect all the characteristics, destinies, probabilities, and powers that originate from the black depths of the mother's womb of life. For many, Obatala is the highest force, or the highest deity, if you wish, that is the closest and the most concerned about human affairs. They are the judge and the keeper of peace, even among the other Orishas. And they also represent the highest ethical standards, for Obatala is the owner and rules over all heads, mysteries, and destinies. Like Eshu, Obatala has been subjected to pacification and Christianization. And also like Eshu, they are known to be of or can partake in both genders. However, Obatala's equally expressive femininity is minimized because of the comparisons made between them and the Abrahamic God. In a play called Shango de Ima by Pepe Carril, I'm probably mispronouncing their name, my apologies, but in this play, the self-description that is made of Obatala says, "I was always sanctified and old. I was never able to be a child, to live the life of an ordinary woman, but I have 16 roads. I have humility. I am loving, vengeful, voluptuous, and simple. I am father, mother, king, and queen. I am wise and serene. I am the mistress of destiny, and I am also nothing. This white hair of mine reflects all mysteries. I have the power of all minds, and I bring retribution to those whose minds are evil." It was beautifully written in the book, Our Mothers, Our Powers, and Our Texts, that Obatala functions like the prism, which bends, separates, and reveals the spectrum of possibilities lodged in the beam of white light. So, because of Obatala's ability to separate and reveal the spectrum of possibilities, and with their connection to being there at the beginning of creation, it makes sense that Obatala would be given the responsibility to create human beings. Obatala is also the force that shapes a child in the womb. Obatala has the power to reflect, signify, and give individuality to every creation. A popular creation tale describes how one day when Obatala was molding humans, they got tipsy on palm wine, which is an alcoholic beverage. And as they were molding the humans, they began to also mold humans that were shaped differently, marked differently, and just expressed differently. And in realizing their creations, instead of destroying them, Obatala asks Olodumare to breathe life into them like all the others. So Olodumare did. Now, Obatala did stop drinking palm wine, but it became well known that Obatala marks their children. They are the handiwork of Obatala. They are respected and admired because of the close relationship they have with Obatala. They are full expressions of the spirit of creativity and possibilities. So it is said that when you see a person who has perfect imperfections, you are actually seeing Obatala. And I love that. What many might say was an quote-unquote error on Obatala's part was never an error, but further perfection of the fullness that is Obatala. Obatala reminds us to respect the plethora of characteristics, and manners of existence. Obatala reminds us of the importance of harmonizing forces and to admire diversity. For again, Obatala is a reflection of everything and reflects everything. So, nothing is imperfect. Everything is correct and perfect. You are correct and perfect. Self-love and acquiring self-love has been a pretty big topic lately, and I think it always will be. And it should be a topic spoken about loudly. Alice Walker speaks of self-love as a radical act of revolution. And in the world that we live in, it is. Alice Walker says, quote, "In nature, nothing is perfect, and everything is perfect. Trees can be contorted, bent in weird ways, and they're still beautiful," unquote. This same energy that is extended to others should be extended to ourselves. And in regard to how we can apply this principle of Obatala into our character is by radically accepting ourselves and others, and finding joy in ourselves and others. By breathing life into ourselves and others is breathing life into everything that has made you perfect. This principle reminds you that you don't need perfection to be loved and accepted, but to see your perfections and your imperfections as something to be loved on. This principle demands that you respect and hold your tongue, especially an ill tongue, on other people's differences, for you are also talking about Obatala. And we didn't talk about this, but Obatala is known to be benevolent and forgiving, and is also known to have a calm and cool, leveled head. But as said in the book Jambalaya, Obatala whips the arrogant and blesses them with humility. So Obatala does not play. They have the power of all minds. They own all heads and they reflect everything. And just maybe, this principle teaches us that our errors, or what we perceive to be our errors and mistakes that we've made in life, are not actually mistakes. Maybe that error was always correct and was leading you closer to accepting your expression, or maybe leading you to breathe new life in yourself. This principle teaches that the mistakes that we feel we have made shouldn't be taken so hard or discarded or criticized or shamed, but should be respected, learned from, accepted, and loved. Maybe this principle teaches us to create without fear, teaches us not to be afraid of mistakes. Perhaps this is the sign to just try it. You just might make something so beautiful and special that even Obatala can see themselves in it. There are many questions that Obatala activates in my mind. Leaning into your spiritual ear, your heart, and your intuition, a few of those questions that you can ponder on is: 1, what are you radically learning to accept and love about yourself? Or 2, what has fear of mistakes or shame stopped you from? And how can you incorporate gentle love and acceptance back into those areas? Or 3, what are you being called to create? Obatala is so beautiful. In no other words I can describe than beautiful pain. Like when you feel a wound beginning to heal, you encourage that blood flow back. You encourage those nerves to reconnect. And what you thought was dead is very much alive. I feel this beautiful pain as my heart expands when I think of in what ways I can radically love and accept myself and my mistakes, especially my mistakes, or what I view as my mistakes. And in embracing Obatala, I also feel my tongue soften when I look and speak to others, and when I speak to myself, because you never know when you're speaking to Obatala, or perhaps we are always speaking to Obatala. Who knows? There is still so much to discover and learn regarding the principles of Obatala and the infinite lessons they teach, but also the discovery of who they are and where else I can find, see, and experience their force triggers the creator in me when it comes to practicing my craft. My arms are open in what I will be allowed to understand when it comes to this concept and any other concept or principles I share with you. For just like you, I am but standing in front of the ocean and the cosmos in complete admiration of how much I don't know. So I'm excited that I get to be a student of myself and the world so I can continue to explore what else unfolds. As I said, there is so much more to explore, and I am so ready for those doors to open so I can continue to sink my teeth into it and embrace it. But until then, Thank you, beautifuls, for being here with me. Until the next one, truth and love.